Welcome to another video. Today I got a call back from our vet with MANZER'S fecal egg count, and he is wormy, which I kind of suspected because this belly's a little, he just looks like he's got a little bit of a wormy belly to me. That might sound silly, but I just feel, because this was pretty tucked up before, I just felt like he was a little wormy looking. He's 4 months old. And basically the worming schedule that the vet sent me was foals should be dewormed every 3 months up to age 2, with a fecal egg count being done every, about 2 to 4 times a year, depending on how they go. Here, you want me to get that for you? Let me get that for you. So his fecal count just came back, and he is at 850 eggs per gram, so that's relatively high. So I am gonna give him his dewormer today, and then in 2 weeks we're gonna go ahead and do another fecal count to see where he's at. So the ingredient that I chose today is fenbendazole, and this is Panicker brand dewormer, and basically over the next 2 years we'll be, like I said, deworming every 3 months or so, and it's going to be rotating between Panicker or the fenbendazole and then ivermectin, and just you want to alternate ingredients so they don't build up a resistance to anything. So what I have to do is get a weight on him. I have no idea how much he weighs. My guess is 350. That's my guess. So we'll see. I've not done this before, so hopefully he's okay with the weight tape. We'll see. So I'm just gonna touch him with this, see if he's all right with it first. And I'm guessing that he's gonna be okay, just because he's fiddled with so much. He's a pretty good boy. And I'm just gonna kind of follow him around. Oh, there he goes. There he goes with my weight tape. Hey, little buddy, come here. And I'll just kind of scratch him and see if I can get him to stand still for me. All right, Beck, if you wanna come in here and get this, I'll just scratch him. I usually do this about 3 times to make sure that I'm getting a pretty accurate weight. That says about 318. So I'm guessing he is, my guess was probably pretty close. So I'm gonna deworm him for 300, just because these weight tapes I just don't feel are all that accurate. And after having Rosie done, 325 maybe. After having Rosie taken to the Wisconsin Equine Clinic and putting her on an actual scale and seeing how much she weighs, and then also we took a few of our bigger horses to Black Hawk College and put them on the scale, it was really interesting. And so yeah, the weight tape I find is just a little off. It's a little on the heavier side than what they actually are. Good boy, and this is good for him. What a good boy. I know a lot of big horses that really get worried about this the first time. So I'm gonna put this back. Mom's gonna go ahead and get a dose of dewormer today too. I'm gonna take this to, let's see. You wanna adjust your dial. Now this doesn't really have that great of notches on it, so I'm just gonna go right there, ought to be good. Now, since he's been given ulcer guard and he's been given the crawlfate and all that, I anticipate this being just fine for him. Something I am going to do too is I'm going to give him a paste probiotic after doing this. I just can't find it right now. I'm pretty confident that it's in, I left it in my truck and it's not, the truck isn't here right now, so he's got an itch. See, whenever he's got an itch, I try to help him out. He seems to really appreciate that. He's like, oh, humans are awesome. They get all those places that I can't reach. So I try to help them out every chance I can. Here. All right. Oh boy. Tasted pretty yucky, didn't it? Look very nice of me. No hard feelings. Great. Okay. So as soon as I find that probiotic paste, that'll just be good for his belly because dewormer can be a little bit hard on him. So I'll give him that probiotic paste so his belly's okay, and then I'm going to keep an eye on him too, just to make sure that he's doesn't have any kind of a reaction or anything to it. So I'll make sure that somebody's, if not me, somebody's keeping an eye on him for the next few hours. Good job, little buddy. All right, I'm gonna go get a tube for Mom. Well, I tried to use a powder probiotic, put it in his grain bin. Yeah, he didn't touch it. So I'm gonna have to wait until I get my paste probiotic out of my truck and give that to him, but little stinker. And as far as the probiotic goes, I just wanna kind of, because some people will be like, oh my gosh, you're so worried. No, I'm really not. I just like to take precautions when I can. And I don't know, probably 10, 12 years ago, I witnessed a foal colicking from a worm infection, and it ended up needing to go and have colic surgery because of it. So I know that, you know, horses get worms. It's just what happens. But with foals, I didn't think that foals were supposed to get dewormed for as long as they were nursing, really. I just didn't know. Having regular fecals done and making sure that he's on a deworming program that is going to suit him best is what's important. So all of my horses are on a strategic deworming plan, which is when they get a fecal done in the spring and then we deworm them based on their fecal egg count. That way we're not just putting chemicals into them when we don't need to, and it also keeps the worms from building up a resistance. So that's really, really important, because when we're giving our horse a medication to help with worms, but then the worms are resistant to it, gosh, that's a bummer. So we don't want to overuse the medication because we don't want to cause resistance. So, but with him, he's never been dewormed before, so I don't think we really have to worry about that in him yet. But so in 2 weeks, I'll follow up with that fecal, like I said, and then we'll make sure that he stays on a really good plan so we don't have to worry about any issues from worms. Now, the vet said that he tested positive for ascarids. I think that's how you say it, and I think that's a type of roundworm. So, but I want to make sure that I have a fecal done on him in 2 weeks so we see exactly where he's at, and then we deworm again if needed. So, and then now he'll be on a regular deworming every 3 months for 2 years. Well, I hope you found this video interesting, maybe a little bit helpful. And if you did, please be sure to give it a like, share it with your friends, and leave me a comment below and let me know what your experience is with deworming foals. You know, if you own a big ranch and you have several foals a year, let me know how often you deworm them or how your process works. You know, I know with a lot of horses that are born on ranches, they're not really handled much. So how does that work when you've got horses that aren't halter broke and you have to deworm them? I'd really love to know that process. Let's get this kind of knowledge out there, because I know there's a lot of people who don't realize that foals have to be dewormed as often as they do. So, and from my personal experience watching a foal colic at such a young age due to a worm infection, I knew that it was something that needed to be tackled. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.